I'm Dr. Sheila Pack, Director of Audiology at the ENT Institute, and I'm with Stacy Tygielski today, who is our speech-language pathologist, and we're discussing a little issue I'm having. Of course, 'tis the season for colds and flu, scratchy voice, and so forth, and I have unfortunately started to fall victim to this. When I came in this morning, I was armed with all of my lozenges, tea, and so forth because I have I think I'm coming down with something, scratchy throat, little upper respiratory going on, and I have a speaking engagement this weekend that I cannot afford to lose my voice for, and I tend to lose my voice this time of the year. So, Stacy, help.
Of course, it looks like you brought a lot with you. You're ready to fight a battle or something.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well.
So tell me. I know that when I showed you what I brought in, you had some information this morning, but let's talk about it a little further. So the first thing I did was I brought in my throat lozenges because this is my go-to, and
yeah, so typically what I tell my patients is I always want to make sure they're menthol free.
Okay.
I always want to make sure they're menthol free. A lot of times menthol it'll numb your throat and you might even cough more.
Okay.
I like to think of my clients like vocal athletes. So if you were to sprain your ankle and you took medication, would you still run a marathon? Hopefully not. So you need to be very careful when you take cough drops.
And then you told me not to talk. Of course, you know that's very difficult for me. But also, I think that one thing that I did ask you about is, of course, I brought my tea and my water. And so tell me, you gave me some good advice about water.
Definitely, water. You think of whatever you weigh in pounds, forget pounds, keep that number, divide by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day.
Okay.
Now, I'm noticing you have tea. If you are drinking a lot of tea and you're under the weather, I would like for you to try to get caffeine-free tea.
Decaf.
Or if you just have to have it, increase your water intake to make up for that so you don't get too dried out.
Okay. The one thing that really helps me is just warm tea or hot tea, and then my mother's always told me to put honey in my tea. And so I put some honey in there, but then I know that I've seen some conflicting statements online, so I wasn't quite sure. Is that really going to help my throat or my voice?
It depends on how you think about it. If it's something that works for you, and it makes you feel great, you have my blessing, do it. But recently my patients have asked me, especially the singers, and they say, well, I've heard, honey, I really want to coat my vocal folds, and I stop right there because you don't ever coat your vocal folds. Have you ever swallowed something and you're like, oh, that went down the wrong tube?
Down the wrong pipe. Then you just start coughing. Yes.
Okay, so if you ever were to coat your vocal folds, it would definitely be going down the wrong pipe, okay? You want it to go down your esophagus into your stomach. So it never has direct contact.
Okay, so taking a tablespoon of honey really wouldn't coat my vocal folds, so...
Never. You would need a referral to come see me for some swallowing issues for sure. But it does, people love it. It's an ancient thing people have used for their voice, and if it works for you, whatever works, right?
Yes, whatever works.
Whatever works.
And that would be my tea and honey, and it makes me feel better, so cheers to me getting better.